You are a non-resident and someone told you that you needed to open an LLC to grow your business. Well, what is an LLC and how do you open an LLC? What is it? I'm going to tell you in this video. And in fact, the first LLC was created in Wyoming in 1977, but it wasn't really until about 1993, when the Delaware Limited Liability Company Act was passed, that the IRS acknowledged the LLC as a so-called disregarded entity. So it's only been 30 years that the LLC has really been super popular, while Wyoming did create the first one, and Wyoming is one of the states where we establish the most LLCs for our clients. So the LLC is great because it has less requirements of corporate actions and corporate minutes and issuing shares. There's less stuff you have to do to maintain a legal LLC than you have to do with a corporation that has better liability protection, and it has pass-through taxation. So what does that mean? That means for you foreign people who live outside the country and don't do business in the US, you don't have to pay US income taxes. But back to the question, how do you open a US LLC? Well, I'm gonna tell you some boring things you need to know when opening a US LLC. But I'm gonna show you how to do it. So the first thing you need to do is pick the state that you are gonna open the LLC in, and most clients are choosing Wyoming, Delaware or Florida, and sometimes also New Mexico. If you want to do everything yourself and have no presence in the United States, in my opinion, Wyoming is the best choice. It's cheap, it's quick, it's easy, so I personally love it. It's completely private. Essentially, no one can see who the owner is, so it's a very, very great option. If you have family in Florida and you want to save even more money, you just pay like $125. You register the company in Florida and you use your family member's address to be the registered agent. And that's the thing with these states. You always need to have an address in the state to serve as a so-called registered agent. And that's why there are probably like 10,000 different companies you can pay to open the LLC. So after number one, you determine the state and where you want to organize the company. Then number two, you need to pick which company you want to work with to open the LLC. So you want a reputable company that's not going to sell your data and that's not going to mess up what they are doing. And there are literally 10,000 companies out there that will do this for you. The thing is, it's not very complicated. So if you have an address in the state, you could probably go on the website and you could register the LLC yourself. So there are a lot of companies that will do it for like $50, for $100, and they basically make money by acting as a registered agent, by letting you use the address as a registered agent. You have to determine a reputable company. There's a lot of them, for example, LegalZoom, Zen Business or Jumpstart. If you Google search it, there's literally 10,000 companies that will do it for you. It's not a very high value add service, but you also don't want to give your email and your basic information to a company that's going to sell your data. And you also want to work with someone that can help you get the EIN number. So as a foreign person, it's not very easy to get an EIN number, and that's the next step. After you open the LLC, you need to get the EIN number, and even if you work with a company, you are going to need to participate to get the EIN number as fast as possible. And this number allows you to actually open bank accounts and actually use the LLC that you just opened. Because these LLCs are great, honestly, you won't pay taxes. You can open bank accounts, payment processors. It will really help you close more US clients and just grow your business. So it's super helpful. So after you, one, determine the state, and number two, pick the company you are going to work with. In general, you can do it yourself also, but you need a registered agent. So you are probably going to work with a company, and there's cheaper ones and there's also more expensive ones that offer basically more services. Essentially, a lot of the stuff you can do yourself, but you also have to determine the value of your time, because you are going to spend some time doing this and figuring this out. After you pick the company, then you fill out the information and register in the state. Most states only take a couple days. Wyoming has always been very quick. It's been a couple days. Florida is also very quick. It's been a couple days. Essentially, it depends where you register, and some states take longer. It's administrative and there's expedited fees, so you can essentially pay to get it done quicker. The last step I want to tell you is understanding your compliance. So because I have an international tax background, I want to talk quickly about compliance. After you open an LLC, there are some things you need to do. So as of now, you are going to need to comply with the Corporate Transparency Act and probably register your LLC on FinCEN. There has been a back and forth with FinCEN, so essentially it has been suspended and reintroduced. And FinCEN is a financial crimes network. It's really just an informational filing to disclose who the beneficial owner of the LLC is. So basically, you have to tell them who the owner is. On the 15th of March or the 15th of April, you have to complete your IRS tax forms, and depending on how you operate the company and how you have it set up, whether it is a single member or a multi-member LLC. A multi-member LLC has more than one owner, or you make a corporate tax selection, so your filing is going to be on March 15th or April 15th. So that's it. That's how you open an LLC, and to be honest, it's very, very straightforward, but I feel good making this video because now you know that you need to determine which state you want to go to, and there's a million videos about that, but really, if you have family in some state, it's totally fine to incorporate your company in the state where your family is living in. You are not going to pay taxes in any of the states, and I like Wyoming the most. Delaware is also a very good state. So essentially they are both the most private states. They don't share who the owner is. So you determine your state, pick what company you want to use as your registered agent. So there's a lot, like I said, there's like 10,000 companies that do this. Number 3 is actually doing the registration, and number 4 is to understand your compliance. If you also want to incorporate a US LLC and you don't want to do everything yourself, we are very happy to work with you. Just click on the first link in the description and get in touch with us. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one. Bye.